I'm just having a pootle around. It's mid-August and the weather has taken a turn. I was going to say for the worst, but this is like a normal British summer now. About 20, 21 degrees, cloudy, but dry, so that's okay. But we've had the most amazing summer here, as most places in the world have had, I think. Well, not amazing for some, considering all the fires and stuff, but it's been really nice in the UK, really nice. I've had highs of low 30s in my area anyway, in the Midlands. Obviously we've actually just had quite a bit of rain in the last few days, so it's starting to look a bit greener, but everything was so brown before. I wanted to quickly talk about my last video, I think it was, the little test ride of the Speed Triple RS, because I got a bit of shit over that. Everyone calling me tight, not everyone, a couple of people commenting, calling me tight for not putting some petrol in, but I still stand with what I said at the time. Why should we pay to test ride bikes? Potentially, you know, spending £10,000 on a bike, and they can't even be bothered to put a fiver, an extra fiver's worth of petrol in. I just think, no. I mean, it would be different if I had it for a whole day, obviously, but for an hour, they should have enough petrol in it for an hour. I mean, it did, but not really, because I would have liked to come further, and I didn't really want to be worried about, oh shit, am I going to get back, you know, and all that. So yeah, I stand by what I said. People can disagree, but whatever. I'm not a rich man, so I'm not going to go around putting, you know, the pump, it's minimum 5 litres, so that's £6. I'm not doing that. If they wanted to give me one for a whole day, fantastic. I had a Harley once for a whole day, which was, like, surprisingly, I quite liked it. So fair enough, I put fuel in that. I could go wherever I want. I had it like 8 hours or whatever. So that was very different. But no, I'm not putting fuel in for a bike that I'm having for an hour. I mean, where do you stop? Could turn up and say, oh right, could have had even less in. Could have been like, I've had to go to the petrol station straight away. And then when, you know, what's next? Is it you have to pay for your own insurance, and you know, I think that's piss poor service actually. I've never, like I said, I've never ever had to do that, including other Triumphs. I've never had to do that before, and I just think, you know, I booked it a couple of days in advance. You know, it wasn't like I just turned up and they didn't have it ready. They knew I was coming, so no, I think that's poor. And I'm not saying it would put me off buying a Triumph, because I think those Triumphs are beautiful, and I think if I wanted a super naked, or whatever category you want to put that in, that, you know, between that and the MT10 and the MT09 and even the KTM, I would have the Triumph. I think it's a fantastic bike, really, really nice. But in all honesty, I can't see myself replacing this. I thought I'd get a new one next year, and then I would have had it for 2.5 years, next summer. But I read a comment from, not on one of my videos, but someone else's, saying they've got a FZ1, and they've said they've been on test rides on MT10s and all sorts of bikes. They said, but nothing really competes with this. And the more I think about it, I completely agree. I absolutely agree. It's comfortable enough. I mean, you're going to run out of petrol before you need to stop anyway, but my arse gets sore on most bikes I ride, to be honest. I think I've just got a bony bum. and it's comfortable enough, and God, it's fast enough. And I was just thinking earlier, actually, when I set off, it's almost too fast, this bike. You're into three figures without even blinking, and it's incredibly fast. And okay, right, some modern bikes, obviously modern sports bike 200 bhp, they're going to be faster, but why would you need that? Honestly, I don't think I would trust myself on a 200 brake horsepower bike. 150 or 140, whatever this is, it's ridiculously fast, and it doesn't look like it should be that fast, you know, because it's a bit more upright and more comfortable. But believe me, if you've not ridden an FZ1 or FZ1 Phaser, have a go and find somewhere that's selling one second hand, and have a test ride on it, because I mean, this is the second one I've had. The first one I bought in about 2010, 2011. It was a year or two old, and I test ridden the Z1000 at the time, and quite a few other bikes. And the minute I got on this, literally a minute down the road, I knew I was going to buy it. Seriously, before I've seen people say, "Oh, it's a boring bike," and it's not a boring bike. Really not, but like someone else said, it's, you know, it's a 2006 R1 engine. I mean, it's really, really quick. For me, I want another sports tourer, really. I mean, I would love that speed triple, and I'd love the new Z900 RS, but I can only afford one bike. I can only really keep one bike, so they're not really ticking all the boxes, whereas this does. You know, it's commuter, it's a bit more practical, but it's ridiculously quick. You put luggage on it, it's good for a pillion. I take my missus out sometimes. Yeah, there really aren't many bikes that are doing this kind of thing. I don't think, really. Sports tourers, proper sports tourers. I've always liked the newish VFRs, but I think they're a bit underpowered. They look nice. I wouldn't want to drop too much power from this. I do like having that stonking power if you need it. But I suppose the bikes that are replacing this kind of thing are the more upright ones. So, like the Triumph 1050 Tiger Sport, you know, that is a lovely bike, but it's a very different riding position, and I probably would consider one. I did test ride one of those. I can't remember if I did a video or not. I don't think I did do a video. I did test ride one last year or the year before, in a sort of grey with the nice black and the luminous yellow bits. Really nice looking bike, and a lovely bike to ride. I don't know, there's just something about, I like something that's a bit sportier than that. But those things, you know, like the Multistradas and the I suppose the direct replacement for this, I mean, you could say, I suppose the MT10 is a replacement for the naked version, but for this, I suppose the Tracer 900's the replacement. But again, not a massive fan. Not a massive fan. I think they were a bargain, and they were doing pre-reg ones in my local Yamaha dealership for 7.5, 7.4, something like that. I mean, that is ridiculous. Ridiculously good value for that kind of bike, and it was in the nice, well, I think they had most of the colours, but you know, the nice dark green one, which I really liked. But you know, regardless of how much a bargain a bike is, there's no point buying it if you don't like the look of it, or you don't like the riding style, or whatever. So yeah, I would like to see, obviously they've got that ridiculous new Kawasaki out, Sports Tourer, but how much is that? About 18 grand or something? I would like to see more sports tourers like this. She's on her phone. I would like to see a fair version of the MT10. I think that would be really nice, and that would be this, a modern version of this. I think that'd be great, but with like TFT, all the modern bells and whistles. I think that'd be really nice. Other makes, I'd like to see. Yeah, I'd like to see a faired Triumph with the 1050 engine that's not upright like the Tiger. I mean, they did the sprints, but and I have test ridden one of those. They're alright, a bit dull, I think. I suppose the one that's completely dominating the market for these style of bikes now is the and has been for a while, is the Z1000 SX Kawasaki, which is nice, really nice. It's not amazing, you know. It's not like worlds ahead of this, so I don't know whether it would be really worth it. I can see me having this now for, I mean, I thought it'd be maybe another year from now. I've had it about a year and a half now, exactly a year and a half actually. I can see me having this for another 2 or 3, easy. I'm basically going to be waiting for, I mean, maybe it will be a Z1000 SX that's really updated, but I'm waiting for something to really blow this out of the water, and I just don't think anything on the market now really does. Anyway, that's it. Just thought I'd have a little rant, as always. Nice legs. Oh, need a bucket of cold water over me.